Hey everybody, it's Dr. Sara Gottfried. I'm here with Dr. Pedram Shojai.
Hi.
Hi. So we're going to talk about stress and how to bust your stress. This is like a new novel strategy that I'm going to learn from Dr. Pedram today.
Simple stuff, guys. I tend to stick to the simple stuff. I spent 20 years of my life learning all kinds of elaborate kung fu moves and stuff that's cool for kung fu guys. But for the practical purposes of everyday people who are trying to get through some basic stress, I'm going to show you one quick exercise that you could do at the office. Really, if you're in line at the grocery store, you can do it. You look a little funky.
I was just going to ask about that because that's what I need.
The in line at the grocery store?
Totally.
The other videos that we're going to shoot, there's one where you literally can look like you're standing there, right?
Okay,
and just breathe. This one's going to look a little funkier, which means you might step aside for a second and do it. But it looks like you're stretching, okay?
I live in Berkeley. I'm okay with that.
She could get away with anything.
Almost anything.
Okay, so same principle as any Tai Chi kind of practice, which is feet shoulder width apart, bend your knees slightly, tuck your pelvis up, let yourself kind of hang in what we call a Wu Chi posture.
Wu Chi?
Wu Chi. It's like an empty space, right? So we want to kind of, music is the silence between the notes, and life's got too many notes, right? So we need to really step into that place of silence, the space bar, right? And so let's anchor down, breathe in nose, out nose, down to your lower belly for a second, and just always lock in your breath before you do any Qigong exercise, because if you don't connect the movement with the breath, you're just stretching, okay? Which is fine, but the breath anchors the consciousness. So we're just gonna relax for a second. And this one is very basic, but what it is it's a basic spine massage. So what I'm gonna do is, and you can go ahead and follow me on this, Sarah, is I'm gonna inhale down to my lower abdomen, and on the exhale, I'm going to slowly bend forward. Go as far as you can go, okay? You guys, if you're not flexible, don't try to touch the ground. It doesn't matter, okay? Completely empty the breath on your way down. And look how much more flexible she is than me, right? Now, inhale, slowly come up one segment of your spine at a time. Nice and slow. Almost like you're cracking a whip. Slowly, slowly, slowly come up all the way through the neck, back to the upright posture. Now, we're full of air because we just inhaled. Turn to your right. Now, exhale down to your right foot. Nice and slowly, same thing. And again, one segment at a time, slowly roll up. Find the places in your body and your mind where you get rigid and take note. Now we're going to go down the center one more time. Again, exhale down because we're already full of air. And you may notice that with each subsequent breath, you could go a little further. That's fine. It's not a competition. Slowly inhale up the center again. Again, focusing on your spine in the gentle massage of such spine with this movement. Turn to your left, same thing. Again, come up the side. Feel where you're stiff, feel where you're rigid. We're going to go down the middle one more time. Exhale down. And then slowly inhale up. Go ahead and breathe out your mouth. You can do this as often as you want. You got a minute, do it on each side. You got 10 minutes, do a few more.
Oh, I can totally do that in the grocery line.
Yeah.
That was good.
In Berkeley, you get away with pretty much anything. But, you know, guys, you do this wherever, like, we're teaching you ways to self-medicate with healthy alternatives other than saying, oh, I need a cigarette, oh, I need a Xanax, oh, I need this, I need that. If you could build these into the framework, you get better and better at understanding when you feel like you're going to lose it, when you feel like the stress is going to overwhelm you, you just nip it in the bud, right?
Oh, this is good.
So it's a Qigong spinal massage that just calms the nervous system because you got all these little nerves coming out from the pathways down the spine, and you do this kind of reset of it, and it gets the lymph and the cerebrospinal fluid going, it kind of gets the brain recalibrated, and everything just goes zoom, right? Back to parasympathetic.
I need that. You know, the other thing I really like about it, I just wanted to notice a couple of things and get your comments on it. I notice how I have so much tension in my neck. And I also have so much tension in my low back, especially like on the side, like my, probably where my adrenals are or my kidneys or something. So like I have all this tension, muscle tension, and that, it feels like such a great way to reset, to do that, you know, that forward bend, the side bend, the side bend.
You know what happens is, for you, like, okay, if we were in the clinic, I would say, okay, walk for me. I'd watch, when someone comes in the clinic, I'll actually watch and see if they cross their leg to the right and keep it that way, or they switch back and forth. The little things that we become unconscious about every day, like you're writing your book and you kind of sit slightly this way maybe, right? And all of a sudden you're like, I wonder why this hurts. And we don't even notice it because we're so not paying attention to the subtle biomechanics. And this happens with the car all the time. I see people who, you know, they have the right anterior hip tilt because they sit there and do all the work with their right foot and the left one hangs out. I do that. Right? And so these little things become problems when we don't stop and move around and jiggle around and kind of become aware of them. And this type of practice is perfect for that, because you're like, ooh, that was kind of different on my left, or, you know, that did this thing. And you go, oh, well, I have this thing going on because my consciousness now took a look at my body, right? Which it doesn't tend to do because my consciousness is looking for that dress I wanted to buy, or that car that guy has that I'm jealous of, or all the things that pull us out of our minds. So one of the most powerful ways of, you know, I call it homecoming, of us engaging with our own bodies and breath to come back in, not only relaxes us and calms us, but then all the like biochemical yum that you talk about happens.
Yeah, that's true.
Simple stuff.
Good.
So, guys, this is an awesome exercise and isn't going to do anything for you unless you practice it. So practice it and then give us feedback. Hit us on our social pages. Give us comments on itunes.com. We'd love to hear from you. This is a gift only if you accept it, and you don't accept it unless you do it. So please practice it and tell us how you feel.
That's right. Let us know. You got to practice it. I love that you're giving us these tools. You know, I happen to use a lot of yoga in my life, but I think, you know, constantly up-leveling and figuring out what other tools you have in your toolbox, bringing in new tools is such an important strategy, especially when it comes to big stress. So thanks for joining us today. It was really fun to do this Qigong for stress.
Thank you.